Friends, are you suffering from catastrophizing? Do negative thoughts and expectations of bad things happen to you come into your mind every day and rob you of your hope and your joy and your expectation and start to make you feel drained and scared all the time? Are your thoughts bullying you to thinking that something bad is just right around the corner every time you turn around? Mark Twain said, worry is like paying a debt you don't owe. He said, so much of my life has been spent in trials and in worry, and most of those things never actually happened. And isn't that the case? Can't you look back on your life, on even your last few days, where you thought something bad was going to happen and it never did? Why do our brains do that to us? Why are they constantly really scaring us into believing that something bad is going to happen? When is the other shoe going to drop, right? When is something unexpected going to come out and just ruin our world? Well, the short answer to that is that your brain's job is to keep you safe. If you are a person that has anxiety, then you probably have a very heightened nervous system. Your brain is constantly on the lookout, scanning for threats day and night. So what happens when this goes on in your mind over time is that it starts to become an ingrained habit. Instead of expecting good or expecting neutral, or not even expecting it all, but just living in the present, going moment by moment through your day, instead you end up living in the future, what if land of absolute worst case scenario. And your brain does that to you to keep you alert, to keep you safe. Unfortunately, it's not a good mechanism, and it can really be detrimental to your peace and your well-being. Are you one of those people whose mind is constantly inventing problems? Maybe it could be your kids, your relationships, your finances, your health, your future. All three of my daughters got in the car the other night and went to youth group in another town and I knew they were going to come home late in the dark. And all my sweet, precious eggs in one basket did, I have to confess, make me really struggle with catastrophizing. And all that day and that evening, I really had to struggle with projecting thoughts out into the future of a terrible incident occurring and then how I was going to survive, and I'd create all these stories up in my head. And I knew I was doing that, and I'd have to back out of it and just trust God and wait and see. That happens, doesn't it? But Philippians 4 says, think on the things that are true. Was it true that they were going to get in an accident and then I'd have to live somehow trying to hold on to my sanity without my kids in this world? That wasn't true. I had no idea, probably not. Turned out they were fine, so that was not true. I did not need to meditate or think over these things. So when you're projecting into the future in an unknown reality, you don't know if it's true or not. So the Lord says, just don't do it. Just come back to the moment, trust God with it, pray, and believe and think about the things that you know are true in this moment. I have written in my day planner, what if everything worked out? Isn't that a great question? How does that make you feel? If you were to say that to yourself, think of the thing that you catastrophize about most often. And what if you were to say to yourself, what if it all worked out? Wouldn't that bring so much rest and peace to your nervous system? Wouldn't it give you a more relaxed way of looking at life? So the next time catastrophizing thoughts come just wheedling their way into your mind, into your brain, making you create stories, making you imagine a life that is traumatic and terrible, that's probably not going to happen, ask yourself these things. Is it true? And what if everything worked out? Do something today that makes you happy, that gives you joy, that you love. Because that is a great way of showing your nervous system you are safe, that you love life, life loves you back, and it can quiet down those threatening thoughts. I hope this encouraged someone today. If you want to know more about how to recover from chronic anxiety and stress, I have a book on Amazon. I'll link it below. I have a course. It's really my heart to help women overcome this crippling lifestyle, because it's not necessary. You can do it. I've done it. I'm also in the process of working it out, and so can you. So if I can help you, contact me, and we'll get through this together. And remember, whatever is true, think on those things.